everybody, this is NickStar Tips, and I felt like doing a video. I recently ran into someone that, I've had, romantic feelings for a while, and it just got me thinking and stuff, and I've had a lot on my mind lately in that area, and I get the sense that they're not interested now. I think they may have been interested before, but actually this might end up being the kind of video to where I ask more of the advice and comments and suggestions from the people who watch this video on what you can tell me, or other men that are looking to find someone romantically, to get back into dating, and because for me it's been a while, and I'm looking to date again, and my last two relationships were definitely with the wrong women. I know the first one I'm talking about, I went out with her only because I guess I was new to the area, and I will say that, I'm not trying to say the wrong thing, but I was starting to get, a little lonely, because, I don't like being single. I'm a romantic, it's I don't know, it's a part of who I am. I naturally want to be with someone, and and love on them, and be loved, and take them out to dinners, and walks on the beach. I know that sounds cliche, and hold them and kiss, and I know that also sounds kind of gushy and romantic, and I'm a guy, so I understand that not a lot of guys talk like this, but it's just well, anyway, I long for those type of things with in the right relationship that could lead to marriage, because I am a Christian and I am all about marriage, and I want to do it the right way, of course. But this is it's been a few years since I've been in a serious relationship, and it's just because I guess I've been busy with things, and I've been out of practice, and I don't really know how to look anymore, and I unfortunately I spent some time in the wrong type of places looking, and online and dating sites, trying to see who's out there. And I will say this, there are a lot of wonderful women in other countries on online dating sites, and they're family oriented, they're Christian, they want marriage, and they have very positive attitudes, and they're not like overly materialistic or superficial or anything like that. But like, as far as American women, oh my goodness, it is hard, to find somebody that is looking for love, who is looking for, that right man that, they can grow in Christ with, but that basically is, not, I don't know, just a bunch of flash, I see a lot of women going after, the guys that have like a really expensive car, or they have a career that they're making a ton of money, or they have a house. And I've talked with someone recently that basically he went out, he was telling me a story of how he went out with a woman, and she was starting to check out his place, like she was more interested in the place, even with what she said, that like one of his rooms will be excellent for her purposes or something, and he was telling me that basically she had to go type of thing, because it was obvious that she was interested in the house rather than him. And me, I've always wanted someone to love me for me. I am the prize. I don't want someone wanting me for the stuff that I have, or the money that I have, or anything like that. I'm not a bum. I work for a living, and I can work as much as I need to. And I used to own my own home. I used to rent it out. I owned my own business for a time. I used to have a couple of employees under me. I've had plenty of training positions, and been a manager, and I've done lots of very lucrative money-making jobs, and especially when I own my own business. And there's nothing about me that speaks like I can't take care of a woman. And then on the other side of things, as far as protecting her and providing for her, and being that kind of man that she would want, especially in the romantic department. I'm very attentive to a woman's needs. But getting back to my story, I dated someone, and I got with them kind of on an impulse, and they weren't my type at all. And but I gave them a chance. I figured I want to be given a chance. If I ever see a beautiful woman that I'm interested in, I would love for them to give me a chance to see if something, to see if romantically that we are compatible. And so I thought, okay, this woman is not my type, but I'll give her a chance. I'll try. But the thing is with her, it didn't work out because I just wasn't into her, and it was mainly an attraction thing. And so I had to break up with her. The sooner the better, because I knew she wasn't marriage material for me, and I knew eventually I had to break up with her. And the longer I waited, the worse it would be for her. Now the problem with that is, I tried breaking up with her like 3 times, and something like that. And I remember, I think like the first time she started crying, and I she even asked me if I was breaking up with her, and I said, no, I wasn't, and I was lying, because she started crying, and it kind of got to me. I didn't want to, make a girl cry, but the thing is, I was trying to break up with her, and basically I just had to, eventually bite down and do what had to be done, which, and I am sorry that I had to break up with her. But the downside of that is that she took it kind of bad, and months later, she told some women around her apparently some very negative things about me, and and I'm just I'm not a bad guy in any kind of way. Everybody has, I don't know, things that they're working on and stuff, but I have no major issues that I know about. Obviously those that, know me well enough would know, just, I don't know me well enough to be able to, confirm that. I'm not an alcoholic, I don't do drugs, I'm very respectful. I take care of my health. I'm very intelligent. I study the Bible. I try to be very close to my Christian family. Fellowship. I have a good head on my shoulders. I try to stay away from trouble. But apparently, what she told them, I came into a Bible study one night, and it was like every woman in that room looked at me with like hatred. And the only thing that I had done was break up with this woman, and it sucks. And really, it's interesting to me because it really did come right on top of me asking out another woman inside of that Bible study group, and it wasn't directly in front of her, but apparently she caught wind of it. And I think that really hurt her, because I think maybe she thought that, that me and her would get back together at some point. Which, of course I couldn't be with her, because I knew that there was no future with her. And I'm sorry that hurt her, but, she affected my future dating life. And so I have questions concerning that. But this is mainly, I guess, this is NickStar Tips, as far as anybody that can give commentary on or advice or suggestions on how I can get back into dating, because it has been, about 3 years, and I guess I can't say I haven't been looking. I have been looking, but it's mostly been dating sites, and if I meet someone randomly and stuff. And I am looking for someone between the ages of 25 and 30. Now they can be 23, 24, or even 31. That's pretty much the age frame I'm looking for. My type is, a beautiful woman. Someone that I'm attracted to, that I can fall in love with. But, personality, and I should say this first, her being a Christian is very important to me, because I want to be equally yoked with that person. But, personality, compatibility, how we get along and stuff like that. It's just I got to start dating again, to find that right person. And it's not always easy when you're out of practice and you don't necessarily know where to look. And like I said recently, I ran into someone that I used to have romantic feelings for, and I guess in a way I sort of still do. And it just seems that they have no romantic feelings for me, which kind of sucks. But, I figure I need to find the right person that does. And so any suggestions in that area would be much appreciated. When I've been in relationships, to where I was totally in love, with the woman that I was with, and I thought that, the next step was marriage. But, it turns out sometimes I was with someone that, was just, playing around, that basically they were the type that they didn't want a long-term committed relationship, and at least not with me, and that really sucks. And I will say that, on a couple of occasions, to my knowledge, these were not Christian women. And then, women look at things like, red flags. And one of the red flags for me is, if I really am in love with someone and I can see myself marrying them, I might, how do I say this, act that way maybe a little bit, too soon or something, and that was in the past. I'm not saying I necessarily do that now, but I just act like I love them because, I do, or I love that woman. And, but women have this thing, like, if you put too much pressure too soon, they start throwing out landmines, trying to see if you're going to step on one, so one of the tactics, and I've done a little study on this, might be to pull back, and I'm sure other guys have experienced this type of thing, to where a woman will pull back or act flaky or whatever, and you can't understand why, because it just comes out of nowhere. And really it's to test you, and that sucks, because it's part of the game, and I never really wanted to play the game. So also that's another area where I'd say I need some advice, because I've never ever wanted to play the game. I've always wanted to find that right person, and we see each other from maybe across the room, or we get introduced by friends or even family, and they look at me and I look at them, and we smile at each other. And I've had that happen before, and it's that romantic spark, just right from the get-go. And then you talk, and you have a conversation, and it leads to exchanging phone numbers or social media or something, and then basically after that, sorry, I'm pulling into somewhere. Basically after that, you go on a date, and then you go on another, and you start a relationship. And for me, the final goal is marriage, but I love developing a relationship with the right woman, because, that falling in love thing, and making plans together, and hopefully, doing Bible study together, and going and being with the church together, and, hanging out with friends together, and seeing movies, and going to restaurants, and and kissing and holding and things like that, appropriately until marriage. I will say that. In the past, I can't say that I haven't taken it too far outside of marriage, and as a Christian, that is the wrong thing to do, because scripturally we are supposed to, only take things to a certain extent, and I will say I'm not necessarily talking about sex, but like sex, after you're married. And I do promote that, that basically the more serious, intimate, romantic stuff that you really have to save for marriage, because that's what God wants. It's supposed to be a very special tie between a man and a woman. And for me, I'm just, I'm highly romantic, and, I long for that relationship. And the thing is it's been really hard to know where to look, or, if I need, I don't know, friends' help setting up, a date for me, how exactly that would go, or, even in the church, that age range isn't necessarily, there. Most of the single women that I know about, that I've been told, or, like in the church, where I'm a member, are like between the ages of 18 and 21, and I think that's a bit young for me, and I would rather be between, be dating, between the ages of like 23, or sorry, well, yeah, 23, 24, 25 to 30 or 31, something like that, between that 8 year, time frame. That's what I'm attracted to. That's what I'm going after. That's, appropriate for me. And, well, anyway, I guess this is mostly a video, asking for your advice. So this is NickStar Tips, asking for your advice in, the area of romance. I'm a nice guy, but I can also be, serious and, not so nice if I have to be. So I can be a protector for a woman. I definitely know how to protect myself and protect others. I have been trained years in different areas, with martial arts, and I've gotten in plenty of fights in the years. It's not like I go looking for trouble these days, but believe me, I've gotten in plenty of fights in the past, unfortunately. So I know how to fight, but I don't go looking for trouble or anything like that. And hopefully a woman would find that attractive. That basically I know how to defend her, if trouble ever came, looking, that I can take care of her. But you don't go looking for trouble type of thing. And also that I can work and I can provide for her. I can, like I said, I have a very good head on my shoulders, and I budget very well, and I plan very well, and I I know very well how to take care of myself and how to take care of a woman, and more, even beyond that, I've taken care of other people in other situations, beyond having to take care of my own stuff as well. And I would think with my, I have a wonderful personality, and so I've been told, but I do, and I can be very funny at times, and in a relationship, I really like, an affectionate woman, but I can be very affectionate too, and like I said, very attentive. But I guess the main thing is getting back into the dating scene. And I'm in Bluffton, South Carolina. I really don't know how to look again, or how to involve my friends in helping me look. I have asked those type of questions, but, I guess unsuccessfully. I'm a good-looking guy. When I was much younger, I will say this, there was a time, once I reached, I guess my full height, and even before that, to where I was gorgeous. I was a, I was a very handsome young man, and then into my 20s, I was, I had girls, that were talking about me and wanted to date me and stuff like that. But, because of what was going on in my life during those years, I really had no idea how to go about it, and how to date, and what to do. And most of the time I was oblivious. Now that I look back, and for years now that I look back, I realized that they were all over me, and all of them were interested in me, but I really had no idea how to, how to go about it, how to act, how to ask them on dates, anything like that. But now I do. And but I'm not as gorgeous as I was. I'm still very handsome, but but I'm not as gorgeous as I was. So that's one way of saying that. And I will say that, in ways, I guess part of me, still operates under the same mentality. I've been trying to shed that somewhat. I think that because back then a lot of girls were into me and stuff. I have to think it's not the same now as it was then. But part of my mind still thinks that it is, that basically every girl that I come across, that they should be instantly attracted or something. But, me, like I said, I'm not as good looking as I was. But I'm still good looking. I'm still a very handsome man. And I have a great personality, and I take care of myself and things like that. And I have a lot going for me. I would just like a woman to see that, and be able to, believe in me, and to want to be, romantic with me, and give me a chance as a guy, and believe me, if any woman thinks less of me on any level, I mean, believe me, I'll surprise you. I am the type of man, and I've looked over this several times. I've, made lists, and I've asked friends, and I've asked family and things like that. I am pretty much the type of guy that women say that they want, but a lot of the time they don't necessarily go after. So I guess what I'm asking is just for advice and how to get back in the dating world, and find someone special, that I'm not trying to get married immediately or anything like that, but we can see where it goes and see if it can lead to marriage. But until next time, this has been NickStar Tips. And this is all about you. This is all about you giving me advice and everything. If you can give me advice on how to find the right woman, or date, please, I'm open to your suggestions. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all later, and join us for the next NickStar Tips.